this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. Here are the Bengals on offense, and here is Joe Burrow ready to lead them at quarterback.
And there's a lot of good to watch in the game last week. He threw 4 touchdown passes. A little bit of concern throwing the 2 interceptions.
Yeah, and the 2 pick.
Yeah, you want the ratio really to be closer to 3-1 as opposed to the 2-1 that he had. But it is something to build on. They did get the win, didn't they?
Yep. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The numbers for Mixon last week, 21 carries, 106 yardage-wise, and the score as well.
And when you put the ball in the end zone 13 times on the season, one thing is apparent. You didn't do it all on your own. Offensive line is creating some nice space for you, and you're probably getting some good blocks downfield from you.
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And the Bills are going to take possession of the football. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ballgame.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football, but at the same time you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Howard. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. Here's Howard to throw on 2nd down. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Daxton Hill picks it off, and the Bengals are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. So the interception there, and Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football, because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he is going to lose yardage here. So they'll line up losing 5 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying it is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the 1st down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. 4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. He'll take it at the 42. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. Out come the Bills as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And they will be in the playoffs as champs of the AFC East. But as it stands right now, Charles, they still would have to host a game on Wild Card Weekend because they're still looking up at that number 1 seed.
And that's when you tell your team, remember, guys, at the beginning of the season, what was our deal? Let's win our division and get to the playoffs. That was job 1. Let's not get greedy about the whole thing, because whether or not they end up with a first-round bye or not, you and I both know this team's going to be a tough out in the playoffs. And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to two people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, second down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. On second down, a run with Patterson. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the first down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bills put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball, because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And there, of course, was a lot of talk about this ball game coming into play. 2 division leaders in the AFC. Could this be a potential playoff preview down the line?
Yeah, and I think when you're talking about the talk about this game coming into play, you're talking about me, because I blew up your phone all week prior to this one. I was so excited about this game because, to me, it's not out of the realm of possibility that these two teams see each other again down the road. I like this matchup. They match up very well against each other.
Just a gain of a couple there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, that one was covered pretty well because they were trying to leak the tight end out into the flat. I think they were hoping he could catch it, turn upfield, and pick up the 1st down.
8 yards to go on 2nd down. Burrow going to fake to Mixon and now look to throw. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. So, CD, this defense, they know that they have to be at their very best when they're taking on a team here that's in the midst of a winning streak that's now stretched over more. And the ball is knocked out. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And he's got room. And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line. And in this very cold night air, how much harder, Charles, is it to hang on to that football?
It's a lot harder, and I know for the most part we think about a ball being slick when there's rain or snow, any type of moisture. But when it's cold and dry like this, and it is cold, it's also slick that way because you're not able to really grip it the same way. Your hands are cold, and then the hits seem harder. So, yeah, it's a lot more difficult to hold on to the football, which means you have to emphasize it that much more.
Winchell, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. They'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Patterson running between the tackles, and he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. To throw is Howard on 3rd down. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line.
Really talking about how teams are so competitively matched and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on third down. Now Harrison Butker for the field goal try. This just 32 yards officially from the right hash. Butker's kick here is good, and the Bills will add on to their lead. So golden field position there squandered as they can muster only a field goal.
Yeah, you were gifted a first-and-goal situation, but I have to give credit to the defense. They were brought out in a really tough situation, so give them credit for holding them to 3. That's a pretty nice accomplishment.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll start here with a give to Mixon. Now this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
And he's got a Bengals first down as he gets us up past the 30 to the 32. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 47. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. Burrow will throw. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. Now it's Burrow. He gets this in the hand and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. Now this is picked up by the Bills. 20, 10. And this is going to be brought back for a Bills touchdown. Even the great ones, some of the best, they're not immune to the fumble, and here it really hurts them.
If the ball gets away from any runner's body, that's when the defense pokes at it, swipes at it, swats at it, and finds a way to create a big play for themselves.
Butker on for the PAT. He's got it, and it's 17-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So an early advantage now, and a good one. 17-0 our scores. They kick this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. Looking for a bounce back. Had the fumble a moment ago that went for a touchdown the other direction. See if he can get back in rhythm.
And you have to be very careful about having too quick of a hook with really good players. I did a guy's game in high school where he fumbled 3 times in the first quarter, finished with over 300 yards on the night, later ended up in the NFL. If you've got a talented back, give it back to him.
Throwing now, Burrow on first down.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. To the air again, Burrow. Pass thrown right back to Joe Mixon. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They'll run on first down. It's Griffin. And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now it's Burrow. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
17-0 our score after 1. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. He's got a man, complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That's a first down with a cherry on top, 31 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Mixon on the toss right. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That really sets him back. A loss of 6.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Tough spot looking at 2nd and 16 here after the big loss. Again, it's Mixon. Just a yard on the gain there, and that leaves him with 14 yards still to go on 3rd down. Burrow looking to pass. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's when we turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And he'll complete this one to Patterson. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Now Howard from the gun on 3rd down. And he completes it to the tight end Knox. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The Bills at 9-4 now on the year. And they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So, they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Off play action. Howard sliding out of the pocket. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. He's got his target. It's the tight end Knox. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or 2 short, and it's 4th down.
There's another example what defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They gave up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
The Bills send the punter out as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Cincinnati set to take over once again. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much...
Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Jair Elam makes a pick, and the Bills are going to take possession of the football.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And it just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Back now on offense, the Buffalo Bills. And they start in the best of all positions, 1st and goal. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. They'll run with Patterson. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. One more time with Patterson. They stop short. Down at the 1. Had the great move, but couldn't get it all the way home. On 3rd and short to give to the tight end. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense. A little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
Now Harrison Butker for the field goal try. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. Butker's kick here is good, and the Bills will add on to their lead. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Mixing up the middle. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. Here's Burrow. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And the Bills are going to take possession of the football. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go to the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
Howard now, throwing to start the drive. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on 1st down to set him back on 2nd. Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Operating from the gun, Howard. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. Operating from the gun, Howard. This is caught. It's Brown. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up the 1st and goal. That grab another career milestone for him. 900 career catches now.
All right, the applause is beginning, right? The applause is going on. That puts him just outside the top 20 all-time in the NFL. Next in his sights at 903, Wes Welker.
Rarefied air. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Patterson. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Trying to run it with Patterson. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. And now a pause because we've got A.J. Brown dinged up on that last play, and they're going to have to get some medical attention to him. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. Now Harrison Butker for the field goal try from the right hash, and this one just a chipping. Butker's kick here is good, and the Bills will add on to their lead. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they had the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
The Bengals getting set to go. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Looking left sideline, incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Now Burrow. Open man, it's complete to Higgins. And he is going to have a Bengals first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2. Meanwhile, Burrow's throw caught by Higgins. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Working with a 2nd and 3. Throwing again, it's Burrow. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Over the middle, complete. That's Green. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. He goes right back to Green. He's got it complete. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. Now Burrow on 1st down. Man open, here is Jones. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. He'll find Jones again, complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. So on 4th down, off goes Burrow. On comes Evan McPherson for the Bengal field goal. McPherson's kick is good, and that will move the deficit from 20 down to 17. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he watched that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly, where you see the final score there. Justin Fields, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. Next, we take a trip down the coast to Miami to check on the Dolphins at home at Hard Rock Stadium. And they were winners as they defeat the visiting New England Patriots. Tua Tagovailoa leading the way with a couple of touchdown passes in the victory. And finally, on Monday Night Football, they've got a good one lined up between the Houston Texans and the Minnesota Vikings. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats for the Bengals in that first half. And despite the fact that they're looking up at a double-digit deficit at halftime, they were able to move the football through the air in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Bills, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And Charles, they got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and that's going to bring up a third down. They'll run with Patterson. Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
The Bills send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the second time. The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. And Jones has it over the middle. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
First down. Here's Burrow. That is knocked away and incomplete, but a penalty flag. In the backfield, this might be a roughing call. So roughing the passer penalty, never one that you like to see.
Not at all, and especially when you're in that final push of the season. You can't afford to get your quarterback hurt before the playoffs roll around, and we know they'll be here before you know it.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Burrow will throw. He will find his man Chase complete. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 26. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Mixon with a first down carry. He'll get this down to the 21, just on the edge of the red zone. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. Now a 2nd down and 6. Now it's Burrow. Out of his hands quickly to Higgins. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdowns to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. On the Jets sweep, here's Chase. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Burrow. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. 8 yards on the touchdown pass, and the Bengals get a bit closer.
Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come out with 6.
I think they actually got information about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it all. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
On the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6. Is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Buffalo set to get the football back here. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. They're going to start the drive here on the ground with Patterson. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Operating from the gun, Howard. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
3rd down, here's Patterson.
He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down. And they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
The Bills send the punter out as he'll come on to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
Over the middle, he finds Higgins.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the 1st down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now it's Burrow. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. On 2nd down, here's Mixon. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Two 1st downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Burrow looking to pass.
He's going to have the hook up here to Chase. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 42-yard line. Now back to throw.
And he'll go right back to Chase. That's caught again. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion.
Over the middle, that's caught by Chase.
And he's down into the red zone at the 15 after a gain of 15. 1st and 10.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Inside handoff to Mixon. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. On 2nd and 11 now.
Burrow on the slant, complete to Green.
So 8 yards on the completion there. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read.
That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase.
His 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season.
And the Bengals have got it back to within a score.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air, because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the lead is down to a field goal.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And they take over already 5 yards deep into the red zone at the 15-yard line.
So how about this for a turn of events? They cut the lead with a touchdown, and then on the ensuing kickoff, get the football right back.
And what a swing in a short amount of time, because the momentum was totally against them. Now it's all in their favor. They've got a chance to go into the lead if they get the ball to the end zone.
Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. Dumps it off to Mixon.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
To throw again on 2nd down. Burrow got his man complete over the middle. It's Green.
And the Bengals are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. Now Burrow. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Buffalo. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal.
Mixon again. But he will go backwards as he's stopped for a loss.
That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down.
And now with where they are after that loss, I think conventional wisdom says you have to kick the field goal and tie the game. But if you've got a play that you really love, now's your opportunity to call it.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. From the right hash here, should be an easy one.
McPherson's kick is good.
And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. Well, you talk about clutch. That one was right down Broadway, and this game's all even here in the 4th.
Yeah, he didn't leave any doubt, did he? Good snap, good hold, dead center. Almost like a big-time golfer in a major, firing at a pin from the fairway, trying to win the tournament going down the stretch.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. He's past the 30. And he won't quite take it all the way, but still what a return. He gets that to the 10.
Similar to golf, you never want to count a score before it actually happens, but you have to figure they thought they were going to get 6 on that play. Great effort to keep them out of the end zone, but a big-time return.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal.
The big kick return nearly resulted in 6. Now they'll try to finish the job here, 1st and goal.
And a nice pick up there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
They'll try again.
It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. Operating from the gun, Howard. That's caught by Brown for a Bills touchdown. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass.
And the Bills have broken our tie and have taken a 4th quarter lead. So still time remaining here in this 4th quarter, but the touchdown there puts them back out in front.
And you and I both know that their defense will not very subtly remind everyone that they started all of this because they held firm on the last drive and only gave up a field goal. Gave it back to the offense in a tied game and said, okay, your turn now, make something happen. And they went down the field and scored.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And they will take a 7-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this 4th quarter. Plenty of time on the clock.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. On 3rd down, Burrow.
Out route, he finds his man, it's Jones. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Burrow.
Quick slant caught by Chase.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that will bring up 2nd down. And that catch, he just hit number 800 in his NFL career.
And just think, that puts you in top 35 range all time in the NFL in terms of number of catches. One significant guy in that number, Shannon Sharpe, who was a tight end. That's big-time play right there.
Burrow's throw caught by Higgins.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Brandon, unfortunately, I've been here before. They've had 2 opportunities to stop them, so this is demoralizing. They haven't gotten it done. Now you're calling all your blitzes, all your attack defenses, but you're not worried about playing your normal position. You're going to take chances now.
Well, you said it. 2 third-down opportunities to get off the field. Couldn't do it, and the clock continues to roll. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. The left side completion to Jones. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Throwing on 2nd down. Burrow. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. He'll drop to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. But we are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. Set to go now with the kickoff. These 2 teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter.
Taken in at the 3. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. Now Patterson to start the drive.
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Patterson running between the tackles, and he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action, but other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
The Bills send the punter out as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. That's taken on the 25.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter. He's got Higgins over the middle. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. From the 44, Burrow. He completes it to Jones. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
From midfield now, Burrow. He'll find Jones again, complete. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A handoff to Mixon. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. Kevin Byard up to make the tackle. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a score to break this tie. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. On 3rd down, Mixon. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. From the gun, a give to Mixon. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. Mixing up the middle. And he'll have the 1st down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's a give to Mixon. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Now what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker.
And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the 4th. Well, they were looking to pick up the 1st down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage, partner. So if you can get past that first wave, there's usually room to roam, and he found it.
McPherson now for the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now.
So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon.
Taken in at the 3. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
So the Bills now down by 7, 24 seconds to go. They've surrendered a double-digit lead but can rescue themselves late as they come up on first down. He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Trey Hendrickson in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him.
Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner, although on that last play they were so backed up.